Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first English class for Standard 7th. And today we're going to have some fun and read. What is the topic we are going to deal today is we're going to talk about reading comprehension. But before we start today's day, we will see a short story, a small story. Let's read a small story. I'm going to share the screen. Everybody, if you're able to see the screen, put a thumbs up in the chat box. Put a thumbs up in the chat box if you can see the screen. So, here is a small story for all of you. It's a story just for you, where we are going to find your voice and confidence. Here, can you see a little baby on the screen? What is happening here? There's a baby. This is a story of a little boy named You. It's a story about a little boy named You. And what is this little boy doing? Let's see. S- What is happening here? Can you see what is happening here? Here, the baby is crying. Yes. What is the baby doing? The baby is crying. So when you came into the world, he only knew to cry to communicate. What happened? He only knew to cry. So the baby used to always cry to communicate. And then what happened? You started observing the world around him. What he started to do? He started to observe the world around him. See how he's looking and saying, what is this? What is that? So, what do we do when we come to this world? We observe the world. And what is you doing? He started paying attention. What he started doing? He started paying attention. And then what is this baby doing here? What is you doing here? He started listening to his parents and the world around him. So, what is he doing here? Our baby you is listening with what do we listen? We listen with our ears. So baby you is listening to his parents and the entire world around him. What are the things we see in the world? We see birds, right? And then you started smiling. Smiling is the first form of communication. What is smiling? It's the first form of communication, as in that's the way the child is able to communicate with a smile. You starts pointing to things. Look here, look there. What is this, mama? What is this, dada? All this baby you starts asking. And then what happens? He started making sounds. What did baby you do? He started making sounds. What did baby say? He said, ah, e, o, ingani. So when baby got hungry, baby will say ingani. When he says something, he'll say ah. And when he's maybe passing toilet, he'll say ooh. See, and he will see food and say mummum. We all said this, no? You says mummum for food, and you continues to learn and cry. Do you know who is this you? Who is this you? So many things you did, right? Who is this you? Do you know? Can anybody tell me in the chat box? Can you please type on the chat box or draw on the screen? Who is this you, do you think? Yes, it is you. Who is this you? It is you. What do we learn from this? What do we learn from this entire exercise? We learn we should observe. We should listen. We should keep practicing and we will have to keep growing and we have to be confident like a child. When we do mistakes, no, when we are learning a language, what happens? We have to observe, listen, practice, grow, and be confident like a child. And we have to let go of all the things that are holding us back. What are the things holding this man over here back? Self doubt. He's like, can I do this? Will I be able to do this? No, I can't do this. Blame. No, I don't have the best pen in the world, so I cannot write. I don't have crayons, so I cannot color. So, blaming on circumstances. Victim mentality. Nobody taught me this. Then how would I know this? So, with all these thoughts, self doubt, blame, victim mentality, all these thoughts will come for everybody in this world. Everyone, even I, you, everybody around us will have these thoughts in their mind. But what we should do? We should keep moving forward. What we should keep doing? We should keep moving forward. And we should not think. If you see here, can you see here? What is, you should not think of being perfect. We cannot draw a straight line immediately. When we are small, we do scribbling. When we are writing, we scribble, we make patterns, right? What we do, we just scribble around. But here, we don't do that. What we should think about progress. We should not think about being perfect. Only if you slowly start, you can grow. You can't think about growing within one day. So let's start that from today. Can we all try to start trying? So let's begin our journey today, and this will be the beginning of our curriculum this year. So, everybody, with this thought, with this thought, we are going to move forward for our class. Durga ma'am, can you please translate?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, complete now the complete, ma'am. Now you can
Yes.
complete. Okay, ma'am. సో ఇప్పటిదాకా మనకి మేడం ఏం చెప్పారు అంటే మనం వర్క్ అనేది ఎలా చేస్తున్నాము ఎంత పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా చేస్తున్నాము అన్నది కాదు. అంటే ఎట్లా చెప్పాలి అంటే మీకు వర్క్ మనకి చేసిన వెంటనే ఏ వర్క్ ఎవరికి వచ్చేది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు చిన్నతనంలో ఉన్నప్పుడు అన్నం తినడం నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం. మనకి చిన్నగా ఉన్నాం, మనం ఒక 2 months ఉన్నాయి, మనకి ఏ పనులు ఎలా చేయాలి ఏంటి అన్నది తెలియదు. ఫస్ట్ ఇక్కడ మేడం మనకి ఏం చూపించారు అంటే గనక ఒక చిన్న పిల్లాన్ని చూపించారు. ఒక చిన్న పిల్లాన్ని చూపించి అతని పేరు యు అని చెప్పారు. యు అని చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏం జరిగింది, అతను పుట్టిన వెంటనే స్టార్టింగ్ ఏం చేశారు అంటే ఏడుస్తున్నాడు అని చెప్పారు. అంతే కదా, ఏ పిల్లలన్నా ఏం చేస్తారు, స్టార్టింగ్ పుట్టిన వెంటనే కొత్తగా మన ఈ ఎర్త్ లోకి కొత్తగా వచ్చారు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న వాతావరణం గురించి అర్థం కాక ఏడుస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఓకే, ఆ తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తారు, నిదానంగా వాళ్ళ పేరెంట్స్ ఏమైతే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు అలాగే మన చుట్టూ ఏం జరుగుతోంది అన్నదాన్ని గమనించుకుంటారు. నిదానంగా వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, గమనిస్తారు. గమనించిన తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తారు, స్మైల్ చేస్తారు. అంటే ఫస్ట్ వాళ్ళు చేసేది ఏంటి అంటే నవ్వుతారు. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏదైనా మాట్లాడినా వాళ్ళకి అర్థమైనా అర్థం కాకపోయినా నవ్వుతారు వాళ్ళు. అది వాళ్ళ మొదటి కమ్యూనికేషన్ అని చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. అలాగే నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేస్తారు, థింగ్స్ ని అంటే వస్తువుల్ని చూపిస్తూ ఉంటారు. అంటే ఏంటి ఆ వస్తువు అన్న ఆలోచన వాళ్ళలో మొదలవుతుంది. అది ఏంటి ఇది ఏంటి అని మొదలవుతుంది. అలాగే కొన్ని రకాలైన శబ్దాలు చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఆ శబ్దాలు ఎలా ఉంటాయి అంటే గాని గాని, ఓ గాని అట్లాంటి కొన్ని శబ్దాలు చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. అలాంటి కొన్ని శబ్దాలు చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. వాళ్ళకి ఆకలి వేసినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే మమ్మా, మమ్మా, అమ్మా, అమ్మా అన్నట్టుగా వాళ్ళకు శబ్దాలు మమ్మా, మా అని శబ్దాలు చేస్తారు. అలాగే ఇంకా ఏం చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, లెర్న్ అండ్ ట్రై అంటే కొత్త కొత్త విషయాలు నేర్చుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తూ ఉంటారు. అంటే తల్లి గాని, తండ్రి గాని వాళ్ళని చూసి అనుకరిస్తారు వాళ్ళు. అంటే ఈ విషయం ఇలా చెయ్యాలి, ఇలా చెయ్యొచ్చు అన్నది నేర్చుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. ఎవరి దగ్గర నుంచి, వాళ్ళ తల్లిదండ్రుల దగ్గర నుంచి నేర్చుకుంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ అలాగే ఇంకేం చేస్తారు అంటే గనక అసలు ఈ యు అనేది ఎవరు అని అడిగారు కదా, ఎవరు అంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ యు. ఆ యు అనేది ఎవరో కాదు, మనమే అని చెప్తున్నాము. వాట్ వి లెర్న్, ఇప్పుడు దీని నుంచి మనం ఏం నేర్చుకున్నాము చూద్దాం. అబ్జర్వింగ్ అంటే చుట్టుపక్కల ఉన్న దాన్ని ఎలా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయాలి అన్నది నేర్చుకున్నాము. అలాగే లిజనింగ్ వినడం, వినడం అనేది మనం నేర్చుకున్నాము. ఆ విన్నదాన్ని ప్రాక్టీసింగ్ అంటే ఎలా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కి ఇప్పుడు మన అమ్మ ఏదో ఒక పని చేస్తోంది, ఆ పని అమ్మ ఎలా చేస్తోంది అన్నది మనము ఫస్ట్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తాము. తర్వాత ఏం మాట్లాడుతుందో లిజనింగ్ అంటే వింటాము. ఆ తర్వాత దాన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాము. ఆ తర్వాత నిదానంగా ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఆ పని మనం చేయడానికి గ్రోయింగ్ అంటే అది నేర్చుకోవడానికి మనం సహకరిస్తాము. బీ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ లైక్ ఏ చైల్డ్ అంటే ఆ చైల్డ్, ఆ చిన్న పిల్లాడు గాని చిన్న పిల్లలు గాని ఎలా ఉండాలి అంటే గనక ఫస్ట్ అన్నిటినీ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకుని తర్వాత దాన్ని విని ఎలా చేయాలో ఆచరిస్తారు. అలా ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రమే మనకి ఒక చైల్డ్ అనేది కాన్ఫిడెంట్ అంటే నేను ఈ పని చెయ్యగలను అన్నది తెలుసుకుంటాము. ఇది ఎస్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మనకేం చెప్తున్నారు చూడండి. మనం ఏదైనా పని చేయాలి. సపోజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్‌కి నీకు మ్యాథ్స్ రాదు అని చెప్పాం మేము. నీకు ఇంగ్లీష్ చదవడం రాదు అని చెప్పాం. సపోజ్ నీకు రాదు నువ్వే అనుకున్నావు. ఫస్ట్ ఏమనుకుంటావు? సెల్ఫ్ డౌట్. నాకు ఈ ఇంగ్లీష్ రాదేమో అని నువ్వే ఒక డౌట్ పెట్టుకుంటావు. తర్వాత బ్లేమ్. అమ్మో! నేనసలు మాట్లాడగలనా లేదా అందరి ముందు? నాకు రాదేమో ఇంగ్లీష్ మాట్లాడడం అని అనుకుంటాం. తర్వాత ఏమనుకుంటాము? విక్టిమ్ మెంటాలిటీ. అమ్మో! నేను చెప్పలేను ఇంతమందిలో నాకు భయంగా ఉందని ఇలాంటి వాటితో మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే, ఈ ఆలోచనలతో మనం ఎక్కడ వాళ్ళం అక్కడే ఉండిపోతాము. ఒక స్టేజ్ మీద మనము ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ కండక్ట్ చేయడానికి ఎళ్తున్నాము. అలా ఉండిపోకుండా ఏం చేయాలి అంటే మనం మనల్ని మనం డెవలప్ చేసుకోవాలి అంటే, కీప్ మూవింగ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. ఈ ఆలోచనలన్నీ వెనక్కొదిలేసి మనం ముందుకి ఫార్వర్డ్ చెయ్యాలి. అంటే ముందుకి అడుగు వేయాలి అని అర్థం. నెక్స్ట్. అలాగే చూడండి ఒకసారి పర్ఫెక్షన్. ఇక్కడ నుంచే మనం మొదలు పెడుతున్నాం. ద బిగినింగ్ అంటే మొదలు పెడుతున్నాం. ఏం మొదలు పెడుతున్నాము? మనం ఒక పనిని మొదలు పెడుతున్నాము. అది మొదలుపెట్టినప్పుడంట మనకి అది పర్ఫెక్షన్‌గా వచ్చిందా లేదా అన్నది మనం చూసుకోకూడదు. ప్రోగ్రెస్ అంటే ఇవాళ మీకొక బొమ్మ వేయమని నేనిచ్చాను. ఇవాళ మీకు ఆ బొమ్మ వేసినప్పుడు ఎలా వచ్చిందంటే కొంచెం వంకర టింకరలుగా వచ్చింది. రేపు ఇంకొంచెం మారింది. అలా డే బై డే అనేది మనం ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉండాలి. అంతేగాని మనం పర్ఫెక్షనాలిటీ చూడకూడదు గానీ, మన ప్రోగ్రెస్ ఎంత ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది. ఇవాళ నీకొక డయాగ్రామ్ వేయమన్నావు. నువ్వు స్టార్టింగ్ కొంచెం వేశావు. రేపు ఇంకొంచెం అలా ఫైనల్ డేకొచ్చేసరికి నువ్వు ఎంత బాగా వేశావన్నది ఉంటుంది గానీ, స్టార్టింగే నువ్వు పర్ఫెక్ట్‌గా చేయాలి అన్నదైతే ఉండదు. ఓకే.
Thank you, ma'am. So, all of us understood why it is important for us to be like a child, even if you're in 7th standard, have the eagerness of a small child and try to learn new things every day. So today we are going to deal with reading comprehension. What is reading comprehension? We have to see. So here you can see we have made a book. So from the book there are words written on the book. Small words are there. Shabdam is there, and after that what we do, we try to understand, comprehension means what? When we are reading something, we are trying to understand it. So what are the things that you have to keep in mind before you want to try and practice reading comprehension? Let's see what are the different things we will have to do. One, before reading, this will be our first step. Before reading, we should have the intention and plan. We should want to read and we have to plan, okay, now I'll sit and read this. So before reading, what we should have? We should have the intention and plan. And while reading, what should we do? We should have a purpose. Why are we reading this? Okay, I am reading a story book because I want to read a new story. I am bored and I want to read something new. Or I have an exam. So that is my purpose. So what our purpose can be? Maybe to entertain ourselves, or to, what can the other purpose be? For exam. Okay, commonly when we are students, what we have to do? We have to prepare for exams. So entertainment can be a purpose and exam can be a purpose to read. And what we should do? We need to connect with what? Is there any wire that we have to connect? No. What does it mean when you say we need to connect? When we say we need to connect here, it means that we have to, whatever we are reading, while we are reading, we have to connect with whatever we already know. You might have already heard about the Himalayas, read about the Himalayas, but when you're reading something new, or somebody new has climbed up the Himalayan mountain, or trekked the Mount Everest, if someone new has achieved the feat, you will have to connect with the past information about Himalayas and Mount Everest. Yes, so we need to have a purpose and we need to connect while we are reading. So we have finished the step 2 also. Before reading, we have to create the intention and plan, and while reading, we should have a goal and we need to connect. Next, after reading, what we should do? After reading, we should remember. So this will be our third step. After reading, we'll have to remember what we have read. Okay, and we have to pause and reflect. So how do you take this new information in? Like for today, I'm taking a class. So when I'm taking the class, you will be thinking what ma'am is taking. Ma'am is taking about reading comprehension. So what do you do here? You look at what is ma'am telling. So you reflect on what I am teaching. So you remember, you pause and reflect, and then you reread. You reread again. Okay. So this is how we will have to go about. So when we are doing reading comprehension, three things you have to remember. You have to remember what you should have an intention to attempt it. While reading, we need to have a purpose and we need to connect with the content, and then we have to remember what we read. We have to pause and reflect and think how this helps us and where can we apply this. These are the ways where we can pause and reflect. And after reading, we can reread it. Okay, so this is a very simple procedure which we do every day. You see with your eyes, but you think with your brain and you process with your brain. So there is a whole lot of communication system in our brain, and it is very beautiful if you truly understand how our brain works to practice reading comprehension. That we'll see in another class, but today let's start with exercise. Okay, today we will start with exercise where I will share a paragraph and you will try to help me answer the question. I want everybody to be active on the chat box. Chat box, please answer in the chat box. Okay, option A, option B, option C, answer in the chat box once you know the answer. So I'm going to share the screen, everybody. Please pay attention and let's have some fun. Okay, so here goes. Here, the first question. So here we have a paragraph. You can see the paragraph here, and you also can see the question here and the options here. So whenever we have to do a reading comprehension, first we have to read the paragraph. What is our thing? We have to, now what is our purpose here? We saw that we have, for doing reading comprehension, we have to have an intention. Now what is our intention? To read, answer the following question. So while reading, what is our purpose? To find the answer. Now how we'll find the answer, we will see, but before that let's read this paragraph. This paragraph is from your lesson 1, 3 questions, so you must have already read this paragraph, but it'll be easier if I explain this to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and read it along with me. As the answers to his questions were so different, so as the answers to his question, who was his here? It is the king. As the answers to the question were so different, the king was not satisfied. He was not satisfied as in he didn't become happy. He was not happy with whatever answer came to his questions. There were three questions that the king had asked, but he was not happy with whoever gave whatever answer, and he gave no reward. So what he didn't give? He didn't give any gift to anybody because he, what has happened? He didn't like any answer. He was not happy with any answer. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit. What he did, a hermit means a sage or a person who is living in a hut and who is living a very peaceful and spiritual life. So, advice of a certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. What does wisdom mean? Good buddhi. He has very good buddhi, who was widely known for his wisdom. So what is this? We understood the first paragraph. So these, as the answers are different words, when they are framed in a meaningful way, we form sentences, and these sentences become paragraph. How many sentences are there here? One and two sentences are there, so it becomes a paragraph. So we understand that the king is not satisfied with the answers that came along, and he is going to search for the answers. And whom is he going to? He is going to the hermit. Now where did the hermit live? The hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people. And so the king put on ordinary clothes. Now, here, when you read the word wood, what would you think? You will think wood as in tree, from tree we get wood. That is not the meaning here. The hermit lived in a wood means he lived in a forest. In a forest area. So he saw no one but simple people. Simple means common man like you and me. And so the king put on ordinary clothes. What did the king do? The king put on ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse. What did he do? He left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. So what did you notice? One, king is going to meet hermit. Where is he going? He's going to the wood because the hermit lives there. And why is the king wearing ordinary clothes? Because the hermit meets only simple people. So before he reached the hermit's hut as in the house where he lives, the king left his horse with his bodyguard. So till the wood he came in the horse, and after that He left his horse with whom? The bodyguard, and went on alone. Was there someone else in the was there someone else here? Okay. So as the king came near, what happened? As the came near the hermit's hut, king came near the hermit's hut. He saw the hermit digging the ground. What was he doing? The hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and continued digging. What did the king do? He greeted the king. Who greeted the king? The hermit greeted the king and continued digging. The hermit was old and weak. Okay, and as he, so here we have the paragraph a little abruptly ending. So let's now read the question. So we have read the paragraph, now let's read the question. Here what is the question here? What is the question? Why, the question is why. So they are asking a reason. Why did the king put on ordinary clothes? So when you are doing reading comprehension, you would have read the story already or the paragraph already. Now this paragraph is very small, but sometimes you would be given a big lesson. So and you will be asked to comprehend it, comprehend as an understand and give reason. So why did the king put on ordinary clothes before visiting the hermit? How will you search? You will search for the keyword. What is the keyword here? The keyword is ordinary clothes. In this paragraph, where is ordinary clothes coming? Here. So we will find the reason here. So, what, the hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people, and so the king put on ordinary clothes. So, why did the and so matlab they are telling the reason there. So, what is the reason? Because the hermit saw simple people. Now, look at the options here. The option A is to disguise himself from his enemies. That is, he is wearing a vesham. He is wearing a vesham to disguise himself from his enemy. Next, to ensure the hermit would speak to him as a simple man. Because he is a simple man, hermit will speak to him, the king thinks. Because he lost his royal garment, because he lost his clothes. Is that the reason? Which is the answer? In the chat box, please tell me option A, B, or C. Which will be the right answer? Please answer in the chat box, students. Which is the right answer? A, B, or C? Yes, the right answer would be B. To ensure the hermit would speak to him as a simple man. Now, the next question here is, where did the king leave his horse before meeting the hermit? Now, what is the key word in the question? The question is where. Hmm? Where is it? Where did the king leave his horse before meeting the hermit? Tell me, where's the horse? Keyword horse. Here it is. So let's go. We saw the keyword here. So before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard. So you remember what I told about reading comprehension? Do you all remember? What did we see? We have to, before reading, we have to have the purpose and we need to connect with it. But after reading, we have to remember because we have to answer this question. We have to remember, so we remember the horse was left with the bodyguard. So the answer would be here, he left with his bodyguard. What would the answer be? With his bodyguard. He didn't leave it in the forest. Yes, he left it in the forest, but we don't know if he left it near the river. But we knew he left it with his bodyguard. Now, the next question. The next question is, why was the hermit what was the hermit doing when the king arrived? So it's the same paragraph. So let's see what was the hermit doing. So what is the keyword here? The keyword here is hermit. So hermit, where is hermit? Here hermit is there. But here he is talking about, instead he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit. So here we will not find the answer. What is the question asked? What was the hermit doing? So we are looking at the action that the hermit is doing. So here let's see, the hermit lived in a wood which he, again there is the hermit word, our keyword. But here they are telling where the hermit lived. But here what was the question asked? What was the hermit doing? Again here hermit is coming. So here he reached the hermit's hut. So they are talking about the king. Again our answer is not there. Now next let's go to the thing. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. So what was the hermit doing there? He was digging the ground in front of his hut. So the right answer would be option A. Digging the ground in front of his hut would be the right option. He was not praying, he was not cooking, he was digging. Okay, he was digging the ground. So let's choose the right answer, option A. Now, the next question. How did the king show kindness to the hermit? So what is here? This is a new paragraph. It is not the same paragraph as previous. So here this is a different paragraph and this is a different paragraph. So let's read this paragraph. Come on. The king went up to the hermit and said, what did the king? The king went up to the hermit and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer three questions. So her king wanted to ask three questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? So what did the king want to ask? He wanted to learn what was the right thing, how to do the right thing at the right time. Who are the people I need most? So, who are the people I need most is the next question he asks. And what affairs are the most important? What affairs, as in affairs here mean some, what is the important work? Your affairs exactly means what important work or duty that is to be done. So, what he is asking, what is the right time? Then he is asking who is more important, which person is important. Then he is asking what affair, what work is important. Okay, so these are the three questions. Who has? The king has. Now, what is the next question? The hermit listened to the king but did not speak. He went on digging. So, what did the hermit do? Hermit was listening, and then what he did? He didn't tell anything. He was continuing to dig the ground. You are tired. What did the king say? The you are tired, said the king. Let me take the spade and work in your place. So, what did the king do? He offered to help the hermit. Thanks, said the hermit, giving the king his spade. Then he sat down on the ground. So, what did do? The hermit sat down on the ground. Who was digging? Yes, the king was continuing to dig now. So, what is the question asked here? How did the king show kindness to the hermit? What was the kindness shown? Okay, how did he help? What do you think? How did he help? Did he help by building him a new hut? By offering to dig in his place or by giving him food? What was the best way he showed the kindness? Yes, he saw that the hermit is tired and he offered to work in the hermit's place. So this is the way. So here the keyword kindness you will not be able to find in the paragraph. You will not be able to find the keyword kindness in this paragraph. So here what are you saying? Let me take the spade and work in your place. So what is it? We have to think now. We can't go by the keyword because in the entire paragraph there is no word called kindness. So here what you are doing, you are connecting this action what the kings did, trying to help the hermit, is a form of showing kindness. So here you can't go by the direct keyword, but what you will do, you will look at the reason. What is this action? Is it good action or bad action? It is definitely a good action and it is selfless action. The king does not need to dig the ground. So here you have to reason. You have to first search for the keyword. If the keyword is not there, you have to use your reasoning in reading comprehension. So don't forget. Don't go only blindly with the keyword. So by offering to dig in his place. So the option would be option B. Okay. Next paragraph. How did the next paragraph is coming? What did the king want from the hermit? So we saw in the previous, this is the same paragraph. What did the king want? We know the king wanted the hermit to answer three questions. The three questions are important to the king. So what would be the right answer here? Answer. Here also you won't find the keyword want. Again, if you see, you will not find the keyword want over here. See, he didn't want. The king, there is no, he went up to the hermit and said. But there is nothing like he wanted from the hermit. This keyword is not there. Okay, you can't find that. You have to again use reasoning here. So you have to understand that he wanted to ask three questions. Okay, so that's how you reason. Okay, answer to the three important question would be the right answer. He didn't need protection from Hermes, nor he did advice on how to win a war. He needed answers to three important questions. Now, next go with the next para. Why do you think the hermit did not answer the king's question immediately? So what happened? The king's question was not immediately answered. What happened? We read the paragraph previously, and what happened? The king offered to help. The king asked the question, and the hermit listened to the king but did not speak. So, when he did not speak, means he did not answer. So, when he did not answer, what did the king do? The king was patient and he offered to help. So, why do you think that the hermit did not answer? No, this is no, the reason is again not given in the paragraph. You have to think about it. Now you think about the reason. Come on, tell me whether it's option A, B, or C. He did not respect the king. He did not understand the questions. He wanted to test the king's patience and humility. So he did not respect the king. Did the hermit uh, not respect the king? That is, did the hermit say anything bad to the king? He said no or anything like that. Did he do that? No. So, hermit, he did not understand the question is the next option. What was the introduction about the hermit? The hermit is living in a living in the wood and he is a man of wisdom. He is known for his wisdom. What is the hermit known for? The hermit is known for his wisdom. So what we cannot do, so we cannot say that he did not understand the question because the hermit is known for wisdom and he did not respect that king. That also cannot be the option. Why? Because what happened when the king offered help? He said thanks. If you don't respect someone, you will not agree for them to help you also, no? So he said thanks. So that doesn't show any disrespect to the king. So what can the real reason be? He wanted to test the king's patience and humility. He wanted to test the king's patience and humility. So this is how you do reasoning. So the last three questions that we saw, we did not see direct answers. We had to think about what we read and we had to answer it. Okay. So here let's go ahead and choose the right answer. The right answer is option C. He wanted to test the king's patience and humility. So my dear kids, you understood right how we have to do reading comprehension? Yes. So let's look at the board now. So when we are doing reading comprehension, what are the three things that we notice? One, when there is a paragraph given to us, when a paragraph is given, we have to read it, which we did. And second, what we have to do here, children, after reading, we have to understand it. We just can't just read the words and not read it. Then what we have to do, we have to remember what we read. Okay. Now when we are searching for the answer, when the question is asked to you, how to find the answer, how to and find the answer, how to find the answer, what do we do? We looked for the keyword. We read the question and we look for the keyword. And sometimes the keyword will not be there. We have to find the reason. And the reason will be given in paragraph, given in paragraph, or it will not be given, not given in paragraph. So it can be the reason for the question can be given in the paragraph, okay, or it can be not given in the paragraph. Like, why did the hermit not answer immediately? There was no direct answer for it. So you have to find the, you have to understand and reason and write the right answer. Okay, so this is the way. So this is called as inference. So this procedure is called as inference, where we have to infer what has been asked. Okay, so ma'am, can you translate this, Durga ma'am? Only the last bit.
ఓకే మ్యామ్. ఓన్లీ దిస్ లాస్ట్ బిట్ మ్యామ్.
Yeah, what I we spoken on the board. Can you
ఓకే
please
మ్యామ్.
translate it?
ఓకే మ్యామ్. మేడం ఇక్కడ మనకి రీడింగ్ కాంప్రహెన్సేషన్ ఇచ్చారు. అంటే ఏదైనా చదవడము అని దాని అర్థము. ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి? మనం ఏదన్నా చదవాలి. దాన్ని చదివిన తర్వాత అది ఏంటి అన్న దాన్ని మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. అర్థం చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలి? అది మనం గుర్తు పెట్టుకోవాలి. మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కి మేడం ఒక పారాగ్రాఫ్ ఇచ్చారు. ఆ పారాగ్రాఫ్ ని ఫస్ట్ మనం చదివాము. ఆ చదివిన తర్వాత దాంట్లో ఏముంది, ఎవరి గురించి ఉంది, ఏమిచ్చారు అన్న దాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకున్నాము. అది అర్థం చేసుకున్న తర్వాత మూడోది ఏం చేయాలి అంటే రిమెంబర్ చేసుకోవాలి. అంటే మనం ఏం చదివాము అన్నది ఒకసారి గుర్తు తెచ్చుకోవాలి మళ్ళీ. చదువుతున్నాము, చదివిన దాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకుంటున్నాము, అర్థం చేసుకున్న దాన్ని గుర్తు పెట్టుకుంటున్నాము. రిమెంబర్ అంటే గుర్తు పెట్టుకుంటున్నాము. వీటికి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనకి క్వెషన్ ఇచ్చారు. ఆ ఇచ్చిన పారాగ్రాఫ్ లోంచి ఒక క్వెషన్ అడిగారు. దానికి మనము ఆన్సర్ అంటే అడిగిన క్వెషన్ కి సమాధానం చెప్పాలి. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏం జరుగుతుంది? మనం ఇచ్చిన పారాగ్రాఫ్ లోనే క్వెషన్ ఆన్సర్ రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉంటాయి. అంటే దానికి సంబంధించిన క్వెషన్ అలాగే దాని జవాబులు ఆ పారాగ్రాఫ్ లోనే ఉంటాయి. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏం జరుగుతుంది అంటే గనక మనకి ఇచ్చిన క్వెషన్ కి సంబంధించిన ఆన్సర్ అందులో ఉండకపోవచ్చు. అంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా మనకి కనిపించకపోవచ్చు. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి? ఇప్పుడు మేడం ఇచ్చిన దాంట్లో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కింద కింగ్ హెర్మిట్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి ఏం చేశాడు అంటే తనకు కావలసిన 3 క్వెషన్స్ అనేవి అడిగాడు. దానికి ఏం చేశాడు కింగ్? ఆన్సర్స్ ఏమన్నా చెప్పాడా? చెప్పలేదు. దానికి ఏం అడిగారు అక్కడ? అంటే కింగ్ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పలేదు అంటే అయితే హెర్మిట్ కి ఆన్సర్ తెలీదా? లేకపోతే లెక్క చేయలేదా హెర్మిట్ ని? లేకపోతే కింగ్ యొక్క పేషెన్స్ అంటే అతని సహనాన్ని పరీక్షించడానికి చేశాడా అని ఒక క్వెషన్ అడిగారు. అంటే దాని అర్థం కొన్ని క్వెషన్స్ ఇచ్చిన పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో ఆన్సర్స్ డైరెక్ట్ గా కనిపించవు. అలాంటప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి అంటే కొన్ని కీవర్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి. ఆ కీవర్డ్స్ అంటే దానికి సంబంధించిన కొన్ని వర్డ్స్ రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉన్నవి మనం చూసుకుంటాము. అవి చూసుకుంటాము. ఒక్కొక్కసారి అవి కూడా కనిపించకపోతే రీజన్ అంటే ఆ ఇచ్చిన క్వెషన్ దేని గురించి ఇచ్చాడు అసలు? ఇన్ఫరెన్స్ అంటే దేని గురించి ఇచ్చారు అన్న దాన్ని మనం ఆలోచించుకోవాలి. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏం చేస్తాడు అంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా ఇచ్చేస్తాడు పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో. కొన్నిసార్లు ఏం చేస్తాడంటే ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా అంటే పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో అయితే ఇవ్వడు కానీ ఇండైరెక్ట్ గా దాని గురించి తెలియజేస్తాడు. మనకి బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అదే కదా! కింగ్ హెర్మట్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్లి క్వెషన్స్ అడిగాడు. అలా అడిగినప్పుడు ఆన్సర్ ఏమన్నా చెప్పాడా హెర్మట్? చెప్పలేదు. దానికి కారణం ఏంటి అని అడిగాడు. కానీ మనకి దాని ఆన్సర్ డైరెక్ట్ గా మన పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో ఇవ్వలేదు వాడు. అలా ఇవ్వనప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి అంటే అండర్‌స్టాండ్ అంటే అర్థం చేసుకొని ఎందుకు ఇవ్వలేదు అని అడిగాడు. అంటే ఆయనకి సమాధానం తెలియక, లేకపోతే రాజుని లెక్క చేయలేదా? లేదు అతని యొక్క సహనాన్ని పరీక్షిద్దామా అని అనుకుంటున్నారు. మీరు చూడండి అతనికి సమాధానం తెలీదు అంటే అతను తెలివిగలవాడు అన్న మాట చెప్పలేదు. స్టార్టింగ్ లో మనకేం చెప్పారు? హర్మట్ అనేవాడు చాలా తెలివిగలవాడు అని మెన్షన్ చేశారు. కాబట్టి ఆ ఆన్సర్ అవ్వదు మనకి. మనం ఏం చేయాలి అంటే ఇచ్చిన క్వెషన్ కి ఆన్సర్ పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో ఇవ్వలేదు. దాన్ని మనం అండర్‌స్టాండ్ చేసుకొని ఓకే. దీని వల్ల అందులో లేదు కాబట్టి మనం దాన్ని ఈ రీజన్ ఇన్ఫరెన్స్ అనేది మీనింగ్ ఏంటి అంటే ఇచ్చిన దాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకొని దాంట్లోంచి మన యొక్క ఆన్సర్ అనేది తీస్తున్నాము. అదే చెప్పారు ఇక్కడ కొన్నిసార్లు పారాగ్రాఫ్ లో ఉంటుంది, కొన్నిసార్లు ఉండదు. అది ఉన్నా లేకపోయినా మనం ఏం చేయాలి అంటే అండర్‌స్టాండ్ అర్థం చేసుకొని దానికి మనము ఆన్సర్ అనేది ఇస్తాము. ఓకే మేడం.
Thank you, ma'am. So it's very simple. So what is our takeaway from today's class? We are doing, you already know the 3 question lesson from your classroom. Now, what we understood specially in today's class was, one, we should be observant and we should listen and try to understand things, and we should be enthusiastic like a small baby so we can understand new things every day. Okay, so today's new thing that we learned was reading comprehension, which my children will already know. You already must have done it, but there is a sometimes a process when you are this reading comprehension, you will not be only facing in your exam. Okay, when you go for entrance exam, when you want to do degree in other colleges, or when you have to write some entrance exams for going abroad, when you have to try studying abroad, then you have to clear some entrance exams. In the entrance exams, they will test your English. Okay, so when they test your English, what you will do, there'll be tests like TOEFL and all. So what you will do, you will have reading comprehension there. But in that, the vocabulary, that is the words used. Vocabulary means the words, different words and their meanings. Okay, so the words used will be a little hard. It will be like some big words will be used, and you will have to know the meaning for it. Okay, so now reasoning, you can also tell, use the word inference for it. Some people might not know the meaning. Now understand we use, but we can also say comprehend for it. So what happens here is there'll be different meaning. So there's a small activity where I will give you a clue. It's a crossword puzzle. A small clue will be given, and then you can write the meaning. When we are going to end our session, I would like everybody to share their video so we all can, I can see all of you and we can take a small photo together. So right now I'm going to share the screen and we'll do a small meaning test with a small game. It's a crossword puzzle. I am going to share the screen. Just give me a moment. So let's start the game. I want everyone active in the chat box so that we can play this game together. Now here you see this is a crossword puzzle here. Now let's click on number 1 and find the clue. Here the clue is wound. So what will be the answer for it? It's a 4-letter word. 1, 2, 3, 4. For wound means you have got, what is a simple word for it? So you've got, when you get a, yes, very good. It is hurt. Hurt. Wound. I got hurt. So what is the other word which you can use for wound? Hurt. You can say I got a wound. Okay. So hurt and wound are synonyms. What are they? Synonyms. Synonyms means they have a similar meaning. Synonyms means they have a similar meaning. Now let's find the answer for number 2. The second question here, clue is loyal. What is a, how many words are there? Letters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the 8-letter word for loyal? When you are loyal to someone, what you should be able to do? You should be able to trust them. You should be able to have some, very good, faith. And but here if you see how many letter word it is a 8-letter word. So faith is a 5-letter word. So how would you do? Faithful is a quality. So Faithful. Faithful. The answer here is faithful. So for loyal, what is the other word for it? Faithful. Loyal, the synonym is faithful. Number 3. Took by force. Took by force, what is the other meaning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are totally 6 letters in it. Took by force, and we know the middle because it's coming across faithful. Let's look the third letter here is I. So what is it? It has come in the lesson 3 question. That word has come in the lesson 3 question. Yes, it is seized. Seized. So for took by force, another word for it, the synonym of it is seized. Seized as in he seized the opportunity, or took by force as in when your enemy is there, when you are seizing them. Or for example, when they used to go for war, what used to happen? They used to fight lot of battle, and what happens when they get lot of gold, the money of the chest of the enemy. So where they keep all the ornaments, money, everything, right? So that person particular thing, they will seize it away, they will capture it. So seized or captured can be another word for took by force. But here the word is seized, because in captured, CAP, the third word would be P. But here we are having the third letter here is I. So it is not captured, but captured also can be one of the synonym for it, seized. Okay, now let's go for the fourth question. The fourth clue is assist. Assist means what is it? When you're assisting someone, what you're going to do? What did the king do the hermit? What he did? He helped the hermit. So assist, you can say help. Okay? Help, you can also use assist. These are all synonyms. Now the fifth clue is kindness. For kindness, what is the four-letter word which can describe it? For kindness, what is the four-letter word that you can describe? You can describe as, very good, care. Care. When you care for someone, you are kind to them. So care. Okay. Now sixth, the clue. So here already it's a five-letter word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is, we know the third letter and the fifth letter. The third letter is T and the fifth letter is L. Now we also have a clue, important. So we have three clues. We have important, and we have the third letter as T and the last letter as L. So what could it be? Very good. Vital. Vital. So for important, you can also say vital. When they say the liver is an important organ, they also say it is a vital organ. Okay, when they mention, they can say these are the vital organs. These are the important organs in the human body. So they use the word vital. Okay. Now let's go for the seventh clue. What is the seventh clue here? Weakness. Now we know the first letter, third letter, and the last letter. So what is the thing? It came in the lesson. Very good. It is feeble. 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 Okay, so feeble also can be weakness. Usually they say he is very feeble. He has a very feeble voice. Feeble voice means the voice is very soft. Okay, so feeble. Now the last question here is enemy. It's a three-letter word. Already we know the last letter E. For the enemy, it is foe. Very good, foe. So let's write FOE, foe. So we have understood the meaning of all the answers. Okay, so very good. And should we see the answers again today? What we learned? We learned that for wound we use hurt. For wound we can say hurt. For loyal you can use the word faithful. For took by force you can either use captured or seized. For assist we can use help. For kindness we can say care. For important we say vital. For weakness we say feeble. And for enemy we can say foe. So today we learned a little vocabulary, and we also learned how to do the reading comprehension. So we'll wind up today's class, but before that, can everybody share the video? Can you switch on your video, please? Durga ma'am, can you ask everybody to switch on their video?
ఓకే మేడం. ఒకసారి అందరూ వీడియో ఆన్ చేయండి అన్న. మీ వీడియో అందరూ ఆన్ చేయండి. పార్టిసిపేట్ అయ్యారు కదా జూమ్ మీటింగ్ లో, ఒకసారి అందరూ వీడియో ఆన్ చేయాలి. మేడం చెప్తున్నారు. జాయిన్ అయ్యారు కదా నాన్న పార్టిసిపెంట్స్, ఒకసారి వీడియో ఆన్ చేయమంటున్నారు మేడం. ఆన్ చేయండి వీడియో మీది. ఆడియో వీడియో అని ఉంటుంది కదా, దాంట్లో ఆడియో ఆఫ్ చేసి ఉంచండి, వీడియో ఆన్ చేయండి మీది. ఓకే షూర్. ఆన్ చేయాలి వీడియో మీ అందరిది.
Thank you, Kishore sir. Thank you. APRS school, girls minority school, please. APMS. Very nice. Oh, hi children. Hi children. Which school is this, Kishore sir? Which school is this? Can you unmute and speak, sir?
కిషోర్ సార్, మేడం ఏ స్కూల్ అని అడుగుతున్నారు. ఒకసారి మేడం కి అన్మ్యూట్
Ma'am,
చేసి.
మాది APRS Appalrajgudem, madam.
Okay, sir.
So
How was
these are
today's class, children?
the session is interesting, ma'am.
Session
And
was good. The children could understand, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
They're
thank
able
you
to
so.
understand the words that are conveyed in a simple manner. And
Okay.
the children also love this program. And
Thank you so much, sir.
okay, ma'am.
And
Thank
in the chat box, if you're active, it'll be great. It'll be really nice if the children, if you could answer for the children, if they shout the option A, B, C, we can answer in the chat box. So I know that
you,
they are
ma'am.
interacting with us. Hi, children
Okay, ma'am.
from Guntur Girls Minority School, Guntur. Hello, everybody. Can you unmute, ma'am? Durga ma'am, can you ask them to unmute
ఓకే
so I
ఓకే
can
ఓకే
hear them? Hello.
ఓకే మ్యామ్ గర్ల్స్ మైనారిటీ స్కూల్ గుంటారు ఒకసారి మీరు మాట్లాడండి మేడం మేడం మీకు హాయ్ చెప్తున్నారు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి ఒకసారి మీ మైక్ అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి మేడం యాక్చువల్లీ
Okay, no problem. Can everybody please on their videos so we can see all the children?
ఒకసారి
Thank
రిమైనింగ్
you,
జాయిన్ అయిన
please.
వాళ్ళందరూ ఆన్ చేయండి అన్న కెమెరాస్ జాయిన్ అయిన వాళ్ళందరూ ఒకసారి ఆన్ చేయండి మేడం చెప్తున్నారు ఆన్ చేసి అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి ఆన్ చేసి మేడంతో మీరు ఏమన్నా మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటే మాట్లాడండి ఎలా ఉంది ఏంటన్నది చెప్పండి మేడంతో
Shankar sir, which school is this? Hi, hi children. Hi, hi everybody. Hello. How was it, Shankar sir? Children were able to answer and the questions.
ఇంకా సార్ మీ మైక్ ఒకసారి అన్మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి ఏపీఆర్ఎస్ గర్ల్స్ మైనారిటీ గుంటూరు మేడం ఒకసారి మీ మైక్ ఆన్ చేయండి మేడం స్టూడెంట్స్ కనిపిస్తున్నారు ఒకసారి మీ మైక్ ఆన్ చేయండి మేడం మీరు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు వినిపించట్లేదు ఒకసారి మైక్ ఆన్ చేయండి మీది అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి ఒకసారి మీ మైక్ ని మేడం మాట్లాడండి మేడం గర్ల్స్ మైనారిటీ గుంటూరు స్కూల్
హాయ్ చెప్పండి పోయిందరా
Karthik sir, can we wind up the session, sir?